everyone. Welcome to the energy update for March 1st, 2024. It's Friday. Happy Venus Day. We love a good Venus Day. And I do think that it's going to be a pretty good Venus Day. The Scorpio moon is feeling a little heavy, body heavy. It feels really, really body heavy, and it's not like brain fog. It just feels really heavy in the body. And I think it's because like all the water energy that's going on, the moon being in a body of water, if you will. Um, and the sun as well. Both of our luminaries are in water right now. So as we're overnight, we're going to talk about overnight a little bit first. We see the moon in Scorpio will square Mars, and also will then square Venus. Like, let me get this right. So as we're waking up, we're going to see the moon will square Venus, and then the moon will oppose Uranus on Venus Day. So the moon is going to square Venus as we're waking up in the States on Venus Day. This is like in the afternoon, like early afternoon for those across the pond. And so, I mean, a moon square Venus this can actually spark more creative. I feel like this could be actually a really good creative day and a really good creative transit. Some people may find themselves more cranky than other people just because they're waking up to this square to Venus, and then the moon opposite Uranus, and then there's going to be a late night moon trine to Neptune. We'll look at that here in a minute. The sun will also be sextile Jupiter. So we have the sun here, 11 degrees. We have Jupiter down here. And this is in the morning, and we're going to feel the sun sextile Jupiter all day. So this is a really positive, optimistic transit. And so even though the moon feels a little bit heavy, there's this positivity that's coming out of Friday. Like it feels very fantasy world to me. It feels very like fantasy like, and like, anything is possible, which is true. Anything is possible. That's not a fantasy. We were told that it was a fantasy, but it is true that anything is possible. There are so many endless opportunities and possibilities. Like, the human imagination thinks so small, and we put ourselves in these boxes, and we think we don't think outside of these boxes until we have a day like sun sextile Jupiter. We also have Venus here in Aquarius sextile Chiron here in Aries. And this is some really good energy for healing, and some really good energy for finding some balance and finding some compassion and finding understanding when you're dealing with other people. Especially when you're dealing with difficult people, let's really be honest about things. Like, people are kind of difficult these days. And so we need all the help we can get from the astrology and from the energies in the sky and from source. And what I love about being human, when you're going on a journey like when you're on a journey like I'm on, one of the things that you think about are like just life, just like the little things in life. And so I'm like collecting human experiences, which we all do every single day. We just don't really think about it, right? And when you're sort of faced with your mortality in a very real way, you focus more, right? You're more aware of certain experiences in life. And so I collect human experiences. And one of my favorite human experiences is connecting with other people. And I didn't realize that was like one of the things that I would love so much about being a human, right? And it's also about having those aha moments where you realize that you don't have to, that you can like change your life at any moment, that you can change things in your life at any given time, that you can change your mind at any given time. You know, we're kind of pounded down by the society's rules, loyalty, and you know, doing what's best for the other guy, right? Instead of doing what's best for you, because doing what's best for you is selfish. But if we're constantly doing what's best for the other guy and we're constantly, you know, not doing what's best for us, then we kind of get stuck in this loop of like being loyal and being people pleasers and all of these things. And as much as I want other people to be happy, I want to be happy too. And so yeah, like one of like the, you know, the human experiences that we collect, it's a really great way to be grateful. You know, there's a lot of gratitude when you can stop and collect the positive human experiences, especially when things can often be so negative. So, and I do think that Friday is going to kind of be one of those days where we give ourselves an opportunity to heal, we give others an opportunity to heal, and we have a better outlook, and we have, you know, more positivity. If every single one of us just showed up in that positive mindset and that positive frame of mind, um, you know, we wouldn't have to worry about changing the world because everybody would be responsible for changing themselves, which they are. Later on in the evening, we are going to have the moon trine Neptune. And then overnight, and that's what we're going to have overnight, is the moon trine Neptune energy while we're sleeping. And then the moon will be void until it's ingress to Sagittarius on Saturday morning, which we will obviously talk about for the weekend energy update. Let's get an oracle card for Friday. So the Kazemi story that we had this week is really helping to catalyze, you know, it's where the retrograde begins on April 1st, and a whole new Mercury Kazemi story is going to start. But this, you know, we had 3 different Kazemis, and each time we have a Kazemi, it's a catalyst to a new synodic cycle for those planets. So we had a Mercury Kazemi with the sun, we had a Saturn Kazemi with the sun, and we had a Mercury and Saturn conjunction, that they all 3 started this synodic cycle, this new synodic cycle. So there's a new story when it comes to, you know, what it is that we're doing with our own spiritual existence in a big way. There's a new story for ourselves, and it's on a soul level. It's in a very deep soul level. And you know, what kind of boundaries. I'm really finding that I'm observing things a lot these days because people are talking quite a bit. And I feel like the more that I'm listening to what people are saying, the easier it is for me to understand where they're coming from. Because if I'm speaking too, then it gets all jumbled up, right? That's something that I've learned actually being with Henry, that I have to shut my mouth and listen more. Taking shelter, the answers are within. I love this. Voyage of the heart, love flows through you and to you. And gates of triumph, success expands in your life. So I am doing a shamanic drum journey series. It'll be 4 weeks in March, beginning this weekend on Sunday evenings, 6 p.m. Eastern, and it's leading with the heart. It's a shamanic drum journey leading with the heart. All of the proceeds will go to the getting me to New York for treatment. We still have a couple months before we're going to be able to move, but we're trying to save up as much money as we possibly can so we can secure housing and stuff before we get there. So the link, I'll put the link in the description box, but it does start this Sunday. And the reason why I'm bringing it up is because that's what I feel like this is. I feel like, I mean, Venus Day, of course, of all days, we're leading ourselves with our hearts. Our hearts have this electric magnet. It has electricity inside of it that is so much stronger than our minds. And we often think with our minds and plan with our minds and manifest with our minds and think about what we want for our future in our minds, but our minds also hold all that fear, right? So do our hearts. Our hearts hold that fear as well, but the only reason why the heart holds it is because the mind holds it. It starts in the mind. And because our hearts have this massive magnet and electricity that just runs through it, it manifests so much deeper and so much better and with so much more strength and resilience and soul, right? We're not getting our ego tangled up with what our heart feels, right? That just light, the energy that, I mean, like if you look at one of those x-ray things that shows like the heat in the body, you'll see that the most heat in the body is like right here in the heart center. There's a lot that goes here, right? So when we drop into our heart space and we inhabit our chest, we can see the vision and we can feel the direction and we can hear the answer and we can make those decisions with sovereignty and agency over our own body and know exactly what we need to do next in our life. And that's what I feel like this is. I feel like the next journey for us is really coming from within ourselves, where all the answers come from. And, so taking that and allowing ourselves to move forward with our heart energy, there's no question, right? You'll be able to succeed and you'll be able to expand in your life when you're leading yourself in that kind of soul journey. So I would love to see some of you in this shamanic drum journey. It's a meditation. It's a beautiful way to connect to your own inner self and the source energies. And it's good. The series will be good for beginners and it will be good for people who have journeyed before. So come join us. We would love to have you. The information is in the description box. Take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful Friday. Have a wonderful Venus Day. Thanks for being here with me. Bye.